I don't think Martin should have been having this conversation with Eva, but what Martin was saying about Kat was not completely wrong. Eva can't let Kat gaslight her because Kat's been coddled for so long and it stunted her growth, and I do feel as though Kat's growth is stunted. What is up, everybody? It is Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Here to talk about today's Beyond the Gates episode. And today was kind of a lot, honestly. At one point, I felt like the episode was giving me a headache. And I've already seen Cat fans, the Cat fan base is crying. I mean, what else is new there? And so they're going to be triggered in my comments today, probably. But that's the way the show's being written, and that is what we must discuss. Before we get more into Cat, I guess, let's first talk about Eva and Ted's conversation. Eva heard the nurses chitter-chattering about her, so she asked Ted about that to find out that Leslie got into it with Shanice. And Eva was blaming her mom for that anyway, which she was right about. This is then when Ted invites Eva to Winterfest. Eva was worried how Kat might feel about that. And Ted is saying he's going to deal with that situation. Ted then did ask her about her sleeping with Tomas, sleeping with Kat's boyfriend, which Eva admitted to doing. Her excuse was that Kat was leaving Tomas in the dark, and of course Ted is not one to judge. As he said, he really can't judge this situation. He had that affair with Leslie way back then. He would indeed be a hypocrite when that situation is, I mean, it's not really all that similar because Kat and Tomas have been dating and having a rocky relationship for months and not married for years, but nonetheless there is some cheating going on there. I mean, Tomas and Kat were not broken up with, but Tomas was the one in the relationship, and he is the one that should still be getting a lot of flack, but isn't. Eva's excuse for confronting Kat the other day at their modeling place was, or the Chelsea Cat place, was that she called Kat a spoiled little bitch on some occasions there, saying that Kat is always acting like she's a hood rat and she won't apologize for standing up for herself, which I don't think Eva should apologize for standing up for herself because she usually doesn't apologize for that. Ted wants peace between Eva and Kat and says things like this aren't going to help that, but Eva rightfully says that Kat doesn't want peace, so there's not a whole lot Eva can do with that situation. As for Kat, she ends up talking to Anita, venting about what's bothering her. She hates everyone, except for a few people, I guess. Of course, her reasoning is she hates everyone because of Eva. Yada, yada, yada. We've heard this every episode Kat's been in for weeks now. It always revolves around Eva. Kat also said Haley gave her good advice about her and Tomas's relationship, and Kat made sure to note that she doesn't hate Tomas. And this is what irritated me about Kat's character. I mean, there's many things, but what really irritates me about Kat's character is the rose-colored glasses she has for Tomas. Tomas was the one in the relationship when he slept with Eva. He cheated on her. She's a pick-me, though, and wants to blame Eva. And she'll make an excuse for Tomas all the damn time. She then ranted about Martin and their fight the other day. Martin was trying to get a hold of her for lunch today. She's upset because Martin's texting her like nothing's wrong when they had that confrontation over Samantha, which Martin was wrong about that confrontation, and Kat has every right to be upset with Martin after that fight. Martin went too far in that fight. As for Martin ends up running into Eva since Kat is ghosting him. They catch up and have some lunch together. They definitely do keep writing Martin as the mature sibling in this situation, with learning they have a half-sister in Eva. Martin is happy that Eva is now calling Ted dad. Of course, Kat sees them together, though, and Kat decides to hide and listen in on their conversation, and they happen to be talking a lot of shit about Kat. Kat overhears Eva saying that Kat accused her of taking her place. Now, Martin spoke some facts today. Now, I don't think Martin should have been talking shit to Eva about Kat. It's not like Martin and Eva have this close relationship yet. They've been trying to develop a sibling relationship over time. So I don't think Martin should have been having this conversation with Eva. But what Martin was saying about Kat was not completely wrong. He said that Eva can't let Kat gaslight her because Kat's been coddled for so long and it stunted her growth. And I do feel as though Kat's growth is stunted, and that's why she has this obsession with Eva. Of course, when Martin leaves, Kat confronts Eva, even though Martin was clearly in the wrong, because as long as this show has been on, Eva and Kat have talked behind each other's backs. So it was definitely Martin today that Kat should be upset with and not Eva. But of course, no, the writing dictates that Kat has to be obsessed with Eva. So that's what happens. Eva thought that Kat was upset that Ted invited her to Winterfest, but Kat didn't even know that yet. So it's just another long list for Kat to add to her list of why she hates Eva and why she blames Eva for everything. Kat warned Eva to stay in her own lane or she will push her into traffic. Of course, Kat had her boo-boo face during this confrontation, and saying things like she overheard Martin and Eva's conversation and wants Eva to stop talking about Tomas's body parts, which, I mean, she should. Kat was right about that. That they're none of Eva's business. And then Eva had some quip back, like, not my business now, or something to that effect. Kat then goes too far and says that she wishes that Bill would have held true to her promise to make Eva disappear, which is basically Kat saying she wished Bill had Eva killed, and then says that she wishes that Leslie would have aborted Eva because then everyone's lives would be better without Eva a part of it. That's when Martin overhears Kat and says, what the hell is going on here? So Martin and Kat will probably have quite the confrontation tomorrow, and they should be upset with each other. I don't remember who in the comments, I think Hemi said last week that they would like to see a Martin and Kat sibling rivalry over Eva and Kat, and I agree 100%, mostly because I am sick of this rivalry between Eva and Kat because the writing is not good. It just makes both characters look so bad. And I am enjoying, though, that we are getting these three as siblings in scenes because they are siblings, and soap siblings usually do tend to have some relationships like this, so that's good. But yeah, to sum this up, I have to say that as upset as the Kat fandom gets, you just have to blame the writing. They do write Kat as obsessed with Eva, and that's why I have to get on here and call her stuff like Pick Me Kat, and maybe even Boo Boo Face Kat going forward, because that's what she looked like today. And it's because of the writing. Like, they always, instead of having Kat upset with Tomas for being the one that cheated on her, no, she blames Eva. Instead of having Kat upset at Ted for being the reason this whole problem started because he had an affair with Leslie years ago, no, she has to blame Eva. Instead of being upset with Martin today for being the sibling that's talking shit behind her back when her and Eva are always talking shit behind each other's backs, no, she has to blame Eva. She tries to blame Eva for everything. And that's the writing, and that's why I feel the way I feel about the storyline. Before I move on to what else happened in this episode, I do want to promote the Patreon, patreon.com/OCGTV, posting old soap opera episodes in my reviews. Right now, you can watch some episodes from the 80s soap opera Santa Barbara for free on Patreon, and then if you want to stick around, it's only $3 a month. Moving on to what else happened today, quickly though. Leslie confronted Vernon about seeing Sharon and he together at the hotel that she's also staying in. She was kind of trying to blackmail Vernon about him possibly carrying on with an affair with someone that's in the same band as Anita. How scandalous. Leslie was just hoping that Vernon would scratch her back. Vernon said he can't be bought, though. she was trying to basically get Vernon to convince Anita to give her more to do with Winterfest rather than licking envelopes. And then Anita arrived right when Leslie was telling Vernon she will keep their secret. Leslie played it off with a joke saying, "Don't worry, he and I aren't having an affair," and then plays it up that the very thought of Vernon sneaking off is just so ridiculous. So Leslie's going to continue to have fun with this information. I still believe, like I said yesterday, that this is not an affair storyline. I think we will find out, like everyone's been suspecting, that Sharon is probably just trying to give Vernon singing lessons because the actor that plays Vernon can sing in real life. But in the past, we've seen that the character of Vernon can't sing. So I believe that is probably what's happening here. But I guess we get to have a little fun for those people that aren't sick of Leslie. With Leslie gets to, tease Vernon with this information. Later in the episode, Leslie went to talk to Ted about how worried she is about Peaches, wanting him to be able to try and get a clinical trial for her. Ted's a plastic surgeon, so he doesn't necessarily have these connections, but he'll probably end up trying to help Leslie. The only other thing that happened today was Andre and Danny on their honeymoon still, having some lovey-dovey scenes, giving each other their vows of love. I guess we did need some happiness in today's episode to offset the headache-inducing Kat and Eva rivalry that legit gave me a headache during today's episode. But that about sums up today's episode. I mean, it was entertaining. I kind of understand why the Kat fandom is upset. The writing is annoying for both characters of Eva and Kat. I've been saying this for months now, that the writing has just made both characters look bad. And that happened again today. And so we'll see what tomorrow's confrontation brings between Martin and Kat. I am looking forward to it. Even though Martin was the one in the wrong on both occasions. Martin was in the wrong for blaming Kat for Samantha's actions, which was absurd. And then today he's talking shit to Eva about Kat by taking out his being upset with Kat in that conversation. But then, of course, Kat did, in fact, go too far in that conversation with Eva, even though the fandom will make excuses for Kat. I still believe Martin's comment about Kat today being coddled for so long that it stunted her growth was very accurate.